Hello, friends and adventurers, and welcome to Grognard and Friends, where friends gather to explore the area and play Dungeons and Dragons. And speaking of the friends, let's check out this week's episode of Grognard and Friends. When last we left the friends, they had gone on a mission which was basically a heist at the behest of their newfound friend Murph, who was a friend of Butterbeer's. And they completed the heist, although not without a few complications. Some of the party went missing and disappeared. Some of the things they were planning on doing didn't go the way they expected. And the way they planned on leaving was not the way that they had planned on leaving, nor were the people who were there to meet them when they were ready to leave. But at the moment, the vast majority of the group is back at the Stone's Throw, sitting in the bar, finishing up breakfast, and drinking and eating and kind of licking their wounds and patting themselves on the back and drinking and yawning. So, friends, what do you do?
Oh yeah, shit, I gotta call Calandra. Hold on. Do. Message sending.
Oh, great Lord in heaven, see.
New sending. Do this. Now. Calandra, at Stone's Throw. Hope you're doing well. Viv said you were okay. Everybody has successfully extracted from the building. No deaths. Respond in kind. Reminder, at Stone's Throw, in case you want it.
I'm fine. Little legs. It's a long walk. Be there as soon as I can. Glad everyone is okay.
Well, good news, everyone. She's alive. And
Yay!
just angry about short legs or something, I don't.
So, Calandra, when last we left you, in the middle of the heist, you had inadvertently been teleported after stepping into a teleportation room, a room marked teleportation, and a room marked danger, and a room marked do not enter.
So
But
I
you
did all
weren't
of those
alone. You
things.
did it with Vivalda, so you can't totally take the blame. You were subsequently teleported to a tower way up above Seven Rivers, you guess, and couldn't find your way out of there because you were so high and due to some very complicated locked doors. So you were then teleported not to where you thought you might be going, but to the basement of someone's house where you found a couple strange things that made you want to exit very quickly. So you made it to the front door, and you were walking towards the gate, and just before you passed through the gate, I just want to say that you turned back and look at the house one last time, and that female figure that you saw, the one dressed in black with the porcelain mask, with the eyes just almost like the black deadness of space, and the veils, and the bustle that was about 3 to 4 to 5 times the size of any bustle you've ever seen on a dress, is standing in the door, just seemingly watching you leave. And as you look, you notice something that you didn't really catch on to before, but with this figure standing in the door, it becomes far more noticeable that you're looking at them as they just stand there. The arms and the legs seem to be significantly longer than normal arms and legs. And the fingers of the hands that are gloved in what you assume is black satin or silk are exceedingly long and seem to come to little points as well. And it's at that point that your eyes go wide and you kind of let yourself out of that gate as quickly as possible. You find yourself in a dark street, cobblestone street. You can see the cliffs back behind the house that you just came out of. There doesn't appear to be next to anyone around. It is deathly quiet here. What do you do?
I'm still kind of covered up. I've got my face covered. I've got my capelet on. So I'm just going to, because I want to get away from that house. So looking around, do I have any idea which way I should go? Because I want to go that way if I know which way I should.
You aren't really sure because it's so dark where to go. What you can tell, though, is you do see lights high up in the distance in one direction. And you can kind of assume that's the overlook, so you make your way in that direction. You are walking for a few hours before the sun, a couple to a few hours. You're not really sure, because with that roll, you're not even sure of what time it is.
Right.
But the horizon eventually starts to light up, and you do see that you're walking in the general direction of where you need to go. The lights that you see were in the palace, on top of the overlook and the casino up there. And you see the large, thorny, twisted tower that parallels almost the height of the palace at this point. And behind it, you see this huge column of black smoke that just kind of rises up and blankets the sky. So you go for a walk. You're continuing to walk. You go for about another hour or so when you hear in the distance, and during the course of all of this, you don't see anybody. The streets are kind of barren. They're empty. If you ever saw Muppet Christmas Carol, the scene of the ghost of Christmas Yet to Come when they go to visit the Cratchits, those streets have this ominous silence. It is very similar to that. It's a bit of a shock to you that as you're walking in that direction, unsure, because you've never been in these sections of Seven Rivers before, and it's really giving you a feel for just how big this city is. A series of explosions ring out way in the distance. You see clouds of smoke go up into the air over buildings and everything way in the distance, and there must be 5, 6, 7, 8 explosions. In no particular order. It's like, and they just continue, and you head in that direction. You're going to have to wait a little bit before you determine whether or not when you get to an area that you feel comfortable with, that you know, before you can realize whether or not it's closer to go to the stone's throw or to your temple. But I will say, after about 45 minutes, you do get a message from Gaius.
Wow.
So we are back to the stone's throw.
Yay!
Back to the bacon.
So
Like the bacon!
I don't think they had any bacon recently, right? So
correct.
Yeah,
Bacon is
Yeah.
very hard to come by with the situation at hand.
Fish bacon.
I'm sure there's an entrepreneurial thing here.
I feel like fish
Find a
bacon
way
is
to
just like salmon skin.
Ugh.
Ooh,
That sounds about
Yeah,
right.
it's not.
tasty.
I'm not saying it's going over well.
That's
It's a thing.
It's there.
This is not a good thing.
I mean, I'd have salmon skin.
I don't know the kind of.
Not only does it taste bad,
is
it's not
really
nutritious
good.
at all.
So anyway,
Maybe.
Very tasty.
So Gaius has reached out to Calandra, who is not yet there, who's just seemingly making her way, has relayed to you what she has said, and what, if anything, does anybody else want to do. Scabies is sitting there just seemingly eating a little bit, drinking a little bit. His eyes are constantly on the door, like just kind of looking nervously.
What was
How long-
What was the story with the missing brother?
Brothers?
Were they with somebody?
They were fine. They were making their way back. Now that I messaged them, Paul, how long ago was from when I sent that message to now? Is it overnight?
Half hour.
It's been a half hour. Okay, so
Half hour,
he's
45
probably
minutes.
still talking in a reply.
Right.
yeah,
Trying to double text, but your plan doesn't allow that.
No,
The Lords of T-Mobile will not assist.
the Bacchus mobile plan is not.
Tiberius Mobilius.
Here at
Don't
TM.
worry, babies. I am sure Gaius talked to them. I am sure they will also be here as soon as they can.
He kind of looks at you and just goes, and then goes back to looking
want
at the
me-
door.
Do you want me to stay up with you while you wait?
The morning.
Oh,
Can
Sure.
we get it like a
I can
little
do that.
squeaky horn, like that Marx brother?
Bell.
Gabo!
Exactly.
Nikita gets herself more comfortable. Oh, okay. Because they have short legs too. I mean, we're the short leg clan, for crying out loud here. Everyone's going to take their time.
With the exception
Yeah.
of Gaius and Eldred, it's, team fun size.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Team snack size.
It's snack size.
Yeah, so I think after Gaius is done eating, I think I'll go get all my normal gear, maybe make sure all my magic gewgaws have been replaced, and also any magic items we don't necessarily need right now, we should think about. I do have a way to store things safely, the vault that I'm paying for.
Oh.
Nikita, by the way, has access to it as well in case of my untimely demise.
Oh, the storage facility?
Yes. It's a
The
bank.
rent that you pay on it every month?
The bank. I have a safety deposit box. The thing.
Hey,
Oh,
hey
yeah,
guys.
we're going to have. Go ahead, Reed.
I'm sorry,
Oh,
guys.
it's-
Guys, should I
Yeah.
should I carry around this or should I hide it? And I take out the knife. I'm like,
Fucking hide
Of
it.
course we need.
Oh.
Well, hey, I
hide
don't know
it.
how many people just know how. I mean, it looks very interesting compared to most other knives. What we should do is definitely gets like a very unadorned scabbard for it, so it doesn't like stand out. Maybe wrap some uninteresting cloth around the hilt to disguise the fact that people want to murder you just for your weapon, probably because it looks pricey.
Okay.
Kind of
can
like
do
we
that.
do with the
Probably.
gem in the head thing.
Right.
We should
Now,
probably
now the
get
fact that you're
Eldred's-
just going to be bedazzling yourself.
I mean, unless you want to go for like some long bangs.
Could do long bangs. You a long bang person? You could get
Nah.
it trimmed up right. Just
Yeah,
right past the brows.
I like the hats and all that kind of stuff. It's good. Scarves.
Eldred says,
hats.
what is that thing?
It's a knife.
Who asked?
Eldred.
Oh yes, he was.
I was going to ask Eldred. Maybe you can identify it. Do we have any gems left?
Happy to.
I gotta
Cool.
double check. I think we might have something laying around. Yeah, I'm kind of nervous about that, to be quite honest.
I would recommend doing that before carrying it anywhere other than hiding it personally. Have you checked? I can't remember. Have you checked on the bunny yet? Hannibal.
Hannibal?
Oh shit.
Yes, your pet.
Yes. I'll go do that, and I'll change my pants. So, yep.
It's morning.
Right.
We all slept. You haven't changed or showered. What is wrong with you?
Oh, this is the next day?
I thought you said we
Oh,
were
I
eating
thought it was
breakfast.
still.
You came
I'm
back
confused.
Yeah, but
mid.
we came back early morning.
You came
Yeah.
Oh, we
back.
came back.
The heist
Okay.
was all night.
Oh, that's right. Okay. For some reason, I thought we came. Never mind. My brain.
You have yet to sleep.
Wibbly wobbly.
I decided to eat. I decided to eat before I cleaned my pants. That's all.
Oh, I thought I remember us setting up snares and alarms and stuff.
We
up on the
decided
third
that I'd
floor.
probably be on like the infamous third floor that we didn't even know existed because I'm gonna get gobnapped again. Apparently.
They're gonna try. We won't let it happen.
Thank
Exactly. I am staying on the second floor. They will have to get through me.
Okay, well, if that's the case, guys, is definitely just. Yeah, I'm going to just get it clean. Come to think of it, I didn't get that dirty. This is so weird for me.
I would have been clean, except I got shot
Hey,
twice
quick
in
question.
the
you.
butt.
Getting head
How does
butt
coming
blood.
back and forth from the
Mm.
ethereal plane leave a person?
You feel
It's got that Play-Doh-y residue. That weird, like, feeling of a powder, a
coming through
sediment.
like covered in ectoplasm.
You feel like you walk through spider webs.
You're not covered in anything.
Ray, I got slimed.
That's great! Actual physical contact!
Keep a sample.
Tell them about the Twinkie.
Ugh.
What about the Twinkie?
Anyway, what were you saying, Paul, about what actually happens?
Okay. So, ever since you came back, you don't have any protoplasm or slime or anything like that on you. What you do have is a very strange feeling of a slight disconnect between you and your physical body. It's almost like the ethereal you, or possibly your soul, possibly whatever it was, your mind or your dreams, whatever it was that exited this plane of existence and traveled, hasn't quite filled out your physical body yet. It's
Kind of like a foot on the other side is still there. Like, it's
kind of like water filling a vessel, but not water. We'll say, when you freeze like soda and it's that slushy, and sometimes you'll pour it into a vessel and it doesn't fill out all the nooks and crannies because it's thicker.
yeah.
It feels like that. You feel like
I
you're
have a
going
thick soul right now.
you're going to need to be moving around more before things start kind of getting back to where they need to. You almost feel like you're rattling around in this physical body a little more than actually one with it yet.
I don't know if I like this plane of existence any as much as I used to. Eh,
Eldred goes,
Well,
wait a
go on
minute,
and get
you
clean, and
didn't
hopefully
like
that's
the
what'll happen.
city as much as you used to, and so we went to the woods, and boy, that was so much better. And
I mean, I didn't not enjoy myself there.
That's a
It was
lie.
peaceful. It was peaceful. Listen, up
That
till
was not
we. Which part? Like when we were traveling days on end and nothing
The
really
part
bad
with the
happened.
dead guy in the closet with no skin.
You know, the
That
most
wasn't.
of it.
That was a town. That was a town. There were people there,
Yeah.
not the woods.
Oh, so you're just
When-
talking like the forest that also attacked us.
you know, it wasn't so much
Not
a town
even
as
the
someone's
Witchlands.
idea of a town,
Yeah.
says Eldred.
Listen, no, I'm talking about
you're-
like the normal ass woods we rode through to get to Creepy Town, and then yes, I will acknowledge there was a bad forest, but it wasn't all of the forest. Granted, we did stay an extensive amount of time in a bad forest. I'm just saying the good part of the woods was nice.
Hashtag
like
not
it
all
more than the city.
forests.
Yes, thank you. I've met some very nice forests back in the day. We've had an excessive amount of just bad. Like, we just keep going to terrible places, to be quite honest.
Eldred goes, yeah, that's
Well,
it. We needed better travel agent.
Yes.
I was not a big fan of the
Travel
poopy
agent
crows
without me,
statues,
The what?
scarecrow things.
Oh.
Those poopy
Yeah.
scarecrows, they were pretty awful. Yeah.
Yeah.
So were those wasp things.
Yeah, that was all just like a mix of bad magic over there.
Mm.
Oh. Butt trumpet, says Eldred.
Yes.
Did you tell them about the letters you found?
I told Gaius about it.
Okay.
When
What
we were
letters?
looking around for the artifact, I believe we were in the curator's office.
Yeah, I think that was it. Yeah. It was a
Yeah.
nice office.
Very, very nice. Protected with a couple different alarms that we had to get through and be very careful with. Had a magic lock over a safe and everything. But
They must have
Wow.
been hiding a lot of cheese sandwiches in there.
that's
Is that-
exactly what it was. Yes. Anyway,
The cheese sandwich trifecta. This was,
I wondered why it smelled funny in there.
yeah.
Wait, hold on.
So-
Did you guys go in there multiple times, not find the key, but you stole sandwiches and other shit?
No. No, we did not, Gaius. Anyhow, so we were going through his desk, and in the desk was a letter referring to a magic user of some kind who had disappeared, and they didn't name anybody specifically, but the way they spoke of him, it sounded like Alistair.
Hmm.
Oh, interesting.
So, was there
What
any
did they
mention of
say
the
about-
tower?
I'm trying to remember the exact details. If Eldred wants to help me out, because he was also there.
You
No,
read
Eldred
it.
can't read.
Yeah, I have a problem with reading. The letter didn't have any pictures.
Fucking Eldridge wizard book is a pop-up.
Yeah.
with pictures.
Lots of stars and
Ah.
planets.
It's a manga.
That's how I'm magic.
But no, it referred to a very powerful sorcerer who's very well known and usually resides in the area of Seven Rivers, I believe, and he had taken a long extended leave of absence and nobody knows where he is and wondered whether he'd be returning Possibly for the execution, I wondered.
Hmm.
It was never anything like. It couldn't have been anything too specific that I could suss out to be positive, but just the few things they did mention, it made me wonder if it could have been they were talking about him.
Well, if that's the case, we should at least look into if Alistair's back around. This could be.
Duh.
I want him to be okay. I miss him.
Also, him to help with the whole butt trumpet gobnapping stuff.
Duh.
Yet, like, you guys are fantastic at rescuing me. Just,
We're getting
It might
real
help to-
good at rescuing small people. It's a thing
it'd be
we're
great if we
developing.
could do, like, the preventative measures to avoid it even being necessary.
Yeah, that would be.
Well, short of tying you down, I mean,
I mean, maybe if I'm in, like, a papoose of some form.
We'll put the papoose on the back burner for now.
and your hands
Doesn't that just make it a backpack?
Gaius.
balls,
Uh,
and then Reed can have a papoose for Hannibal, and he will sit there with his ears and just kind of like gnaw on
The
anything
ears
that
can
comes
cover up the
through.
gem in his head.
All right. We will have to go after we finish sleeping, eating, getting clean, and whatever. We will have to go to the market for papooses. I'm tired.
papoose eye? What's
No,
the plural
no,
for that?
no.
Are we about to conjugate papoose?
Nope.
Yep.
I mean, we're trying
In public, even.
in front of all these people.
Mm.
I will say, with this conversation, Calandra is definitely not in the room.
Yep, that checks out.
Yeah,
Was a
well,
second
we'll wait. That's a great point, Eldred. She's not here. We should probably wait for her input for the more.
Phrasing.
Get away with words. I want.
So, Eldred says, on that note, Reed, do we have a gem that I can use to identify whatever that thing is that Reed has?
Yes. Hold on. Let me.
Who had the gems?
Yeah, let me. And then Gaius
Wasn't me.
goes up.
I didn't have the gems, so I don't know who had the gems.
Oh yeah, no, guys. He goes upstairs, collects
I
gems,
got the gem
From
and I'm
wherever he has
giving
it
to
hidden.
you.
and then comes back down.
Okay,
Here is the required amount for the item in question.
cool. Did anybody else find anything that I need to look at?
The kidnapped people had very good liquor.
I'd
Very
like to
good.
look at that. That'd be good.
But
I think all of us should look at it.
Dagger
No, you
first,
can't.
then liquor.
Yeah, I was about to say, don't let him drink before he starts magicking.
I ate the sandwich I found, so.
Aren't we?
Friends don't
we a
let
little late?
mages mage drunk. Is that it?
Yeah. Well, it depends on your brand of magic. You need to focus.
It was a very elven sounding name, like Coiffoir or something.
Say that again.
Right.
Wow.
It sounds like something at the buffet.
You say Coivois?
It's the Sunday special.
That's just French for crossroad.
Sunday.
Eldred takes the gem, looks to you, Reed, and goes, is it safe for me just to touch?
That's an awesome
Why would it
question.
be?
Oh! No reason. His eyes just are locked on your little blade there. No reason at all.
What are you
That
doing?
might happen.
Kind of takes two fingers and
Go
kind
ahead,
of
touch it.
takes it and lifts it like holding the blade and goes, "I'll be back," and like holds
I
it at
didn't-
arm's
I
length.
didn't
and
bleed
goes
on it
to
or
the
anything.
stairs
I don't know what.
It's not
Also,
blood
don't
blood.
bleed on it.
Oh,
We don't know
okay,
what
it's
that'll
not
do.
butt blood. We're good. Okay.
Yeah.
And he goes upstairs.
Oh, B, did you stab anyone with that one yet?
Yes. I did stab the guy in that alley before we broke an egg and got out of there.
Did he turn into anything, or?
Nope. Just seemed to be a normal stab.
Okay.
No, that would have been so cool.
Yeah, yes.
Although I'd probably be wanted for murder or something if that happened. So.
No, I really think the disintegration thing wouldn't. There's nothing to prove that anyone died. Remember? This is disintegrate. Do you know what that word means? Right?
Nope.
Disintegrate? You just,
Nope.
Oh,
It sounds neat
Okay.
though.
they're just not there anymore. Like poof.
Oh,
Like
it
maybe
poofs them?
ash. It kind of poofs them.
You think the dagger does poofs? I want my dagger to do poofs.
I don't think it does, because you stab a guy with it and he's still around.
No.
Maybe
Not
you
what to
need
say.
to learn a magic word or something.
What? I hear
to
a
ask
strangled noise in the distance. What is that?
Maybe like when I stab somebody, I have to yell poof, and they'll like.
That's fun.
I mean,
This is a
Give
conversation
it a
I'm
go.
really sad that Eldred's not there for.
Is poof a magic word?
anything can be a magic word if you try it.
The magic dragon.
Stabbed by the sea.
They're all- Yeah, so I'm gonna get a fantasy shower or whatever nonsense is here. Do that while he's
You just like create water over your head, drop it on yourself,
Hey, you know what?
flash dance style.
I can actually do that.
Butterbeer comes over and like is pouring more drinks and goes, "We can't provide those, but I can recommend a couple places from what I understand."
What? Showers. Oh,
Fantasy showers.
oh no.
Over in the Zeus section.
I don't think we mean the same thing that you think I meant.
It's the only way I've ever
getting
heard
very-
that phrase mentioned, so just saying.
Well,
I'm totally picturing guys with the chair and flash dance, like the water hit them.
I want that fan art. I want
I just want to see guys going,
You know what? I've got a person. I'm sending a message right
Yes.
Make
do
it
it. Do it.
now. I'm on it right
Gaius the cleric just.
happen. It's Gaius' calisthenics in the
except
morning.
instead of water, it's all wine.
Exactly. Whatever.
Pulls the thing, wine, and then the entire keg falls on him.
He has to walk away and it's squeeze.
anyway.
Okay.
I don't think guys is like an envision.
I'm gonna get clean. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go get clean. Sorry.
If you want a bath, I can get that set up for you, says Butterbeer.
Thank you, Butterbeer. Yes, and also probably more people need Reed. We need to hose him off.
Yeah, that I wasn't sure if that was an illness or what.
No.
No.
Not this time, apparently.
No.
I've been healed. I go change my pants, and I take some food up to Hannibal. I'll be back if I don't fall asleep in the room.
Okay. Just go upstairs and accidentally pass out? Is that how that works?
Well, you know how like if you sit down too long on a bed or something, you might just pass out.
I passed
It's
out.
been a long night.
It was an accident. So Reed gets up, turns around, walks away, and so many of you just can't help but look at him and just kind of shake your head and kind of make a ugh face. That just looks
Better
wrong.
him than me.
I got better.
Oh my
I got
god.
better.
I got better.
Feeling much better now.
It's just a flesh wound.
Just a butt wound.
Oh my god.
It's an ass wound.
There's an ass for that. Eventually, Butterbeard comes out and says, "Guys, if you want, I have the water to the right temperature, and in the back alley, I have the tub. What basically stands for the tub. And if anybody else wants to do that, that's fine too."
It couldn't hurt to get
There you
a little degrungified.
I will wait for the remaining 2 Green brothers before cleaning so everyone can go have at it.
So, guys, you have at it? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Butt
I'm
Trumpet,
next to have at it.
Okay, he has 2 tubs out there if you want to have at it at the same time.
Is there a curtain separating the tubs?
No, but there could be a dumpster or something.
I will accept that.
How exotic.
It's in the back alley.
Mood.
Where didn't you
Ah, perfect with my own kind.
the
Fresh.
ambiance.
The smell
Guys
of
lights a candle and puts it on top of the dumpster.
Butt Trumpet, give me a perception check, please.
You gotta scrub while there's like a rat watching you from the top of the dumpster. Scrub while there's like a rat watching you from the top of the dumpster. Scrub while there's like a rat watching you from the top of
It's
the
a 9.
dumpster.
Okay.
Like a rat watching you from the top
It's
of
a
the
9.
Okay. We're back to that, it seems.
The madness
Uh-oh.
ensues. There's something Lovecraftian about it.
Near the end of your bath, Butt Trumpet, you kind of lean back and just kind of let yourself sink into the water, and you look up, and from the top of the dumpster, leaning over, looking down at you, is a rather menacing-looking pink bunny with pretty wild-looking eyes.
How big?
It's about the size of a Maine Coon cat, I'd say.
Oh my god.
Their leader.
Tilts its head, narrows its eyes and looks at you, and then does this.
Does Gaius see this?
No, because
Dumpster.
Butt Trumpet's on the other side of the dumpster.
Right.
Yeah, we
Sorry.
put the
Can
dumpster
I
up so no one's watching
Offer
us.
my hand to like sniff or see if they'll let me pet it?
Sure. They kind of stretch their head out and go. And then they stretch very hard to kind of bend their head down. Their ears are back. And, I mean, if you kind of sit up, you can reach.
Yeah, I can stand in the tub. I can deal with, my modesty for a moment and
Okay.
give it a gentle pet on the little noggin.
It's not the cleanest bunny you've ever seen, but it's not, it's not like Reed level of butt blood sort of dirty.
Well, it was in a dumpster, so I get that.
Yeah.
Well, it was on top of
Bunny.
one that was shut, so.
So I'm just gonna get back into my tub slowly and clean that off.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't bother it if it doesn't bother me.
It doesn't bite. It nods its head and seems to bow its head to you once more and then leaps over you off the dumpster and kind of runs down somewhere behind some rubbish and trash cans and such.
Be free, majestic creature.
Guys, you from somewhere just hear from the other side. Be free, majestic creature.
What?
Don't worry about it.
I think I should
Don't
be.
worry about it.
It's fine.
What did she summon this time?
What were you talking to?
Dumpster bunny.
Oh. Didn't eat you, or try to eat you, right?
I'm answering you.
I said it didn't try to eat you. I'm implying
It did not.
that
I
okay.
believe it respects me as its creator.
Oh, so they have intelligence. Do it.
Evidently.
Do it. Confirms it.
Except Mongo
Somebody
over
eats
there.
Mongo once in a while. Wait, who's Mongo?
Hannibal.
Oh no,
Or
he
Big
is definitely
Chungus.
intelligent. Yeah, he's all of those things, but he's also just plays it dumb.
Nikita, you're sitting in the bar with Scabies, who just keeps drinking and staring at the door. And all of a sudden you see him like sit upright, and you see the two brothers come in, and you hear the what go, hey! And Scabies is up and makes a beeline for the door, and the three of them hug. And
Norm!
Rictus with the mohawk goes, hey, little brother, how the fuck you doing? And he just keeps hugging him really, really hard. And he's like, whoa, it's all cool. We're here. And
He
then,
was missing you two very much.
yeah, I see. Anything happen? This is a little unusual, I think.
Well, we got found out on top of the roof, but Scabies got away, so they only captured me and tied me to a tree. And then Scabies came and rescued me once they left.
Hey,
And then
way
I think
to go,
they went
little
back with
brother.
you guys.
They pat him on the back, and he goes, and pats you, Nikita, on the back and says,
You got it, Scabies.
praise.
Excellent. So once Gaius and Butt Trumpet are done, I will go clean myself as well and crawl into bed.
okay. You hear Rictus go, so what are we drinking?
Quaffroir. That's going to bug me until I remember it.
Gristle
I'm pretty sure it
goes,
was quad.
Is she having a seizure or something?
I'm trying to remember the alcohol that the kidnapping night. They were nice, so nice kidnappers.
Oh,
What they
nice
fed me.
kidnappers.
Okay, so here's the deal. Come sit.
Oh, okay. Butterball, another round. Please.
There you go. You are learning. Good job. No, we're pretty sure. We're pretty sure somebody ratted us out because
Who the
two
fuck
people
would have
were
done
on-
that? That could have gotten us killed.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But two people were on the roof across from us, like pretending to make out, and then they were part of the group that came up and grabbed us, and they knew my name and they knew Gaius's name later. So it was very disturbing. They knew what we were going for. So we've told Ralph Elmer.
Murph.
Ralph Elmer.
Ralph Earl Murph.
The Murph guy who set this up. We told Murph, and we're just making sure you guys have your ears on to see if you hear any talk, because we were not the only group there last. Yeah, you got your big ears on.
Proud of that, says
Do you need to
Gristle.
shave them or anything, or are you good? Or
It's nothing a little plucking won't do, and, little washcloth and,
yeah, just checking. I wasn't. Yeah. So yeah,
typical goblin hygiene. You know how it is.
Not really. That's why I was asking.
Oh. Well, you see, with these years, sometimes you have to really get in there.
Okay.
And it can be, depending on where you are. If you're in the mines of, like, the way our great-grandparents were, some really nasty stuff builds up in there. But in the city, we're pretty good. We just, just keep them regularly clean, and we can hear good, and the stuff that comes out isn't stuff that looks like it's alive and going to destroy you and eat you and, disintegrate you, like some of the stuff in the mines from the stories we heard, Some pretty gnarly stuff down there.
I can imagine.
Right, you know mines, right?
Yeah. I grew up in a mining town. There were, I don't there was usually a lineup at the doctor's to get the ears cleaned of the miners.
Yeah.
It took a while. They had
So it was
tiny
criminal
spoons.
there where you were from.
What?
You said lineup. So it was a crime to get your ears that dirty?
No, sorry. It was like, is there another word for somebody's busy with the doctor, so you stand behind them waiting?
Line?
That's what I said. Line
You
up.
said line up.
Right. So they were lined up at the doctor.
Oh, sorry. In our line of work, line up means something a little different. It's okay.
I gotcha. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good.
All right.
It's us. We just our mind immediately
No, you
goes
have-
to stuff like that.
Exactly. That's what you're familiar with. I get that. I understand that. Are the baths? Oh, wait. Is Butterbeer there?
Yeah.
Butterbeer. I was fed some alcohol that I can't remember the name of, but I'm pretty sure it started with qua.
Butterbeer goes, croissant?
Croissant. That's it.
Ah,
What is that?
it's pretty expensive, high-end stuff.
That's what these people who were waiting for us to come out with the present had on them, and they let me try it.
Oh, lucky you. It's hard to come by. I mean, from what I hear, there's some places up in the Overlook that carry it. Some of
Interesting.
the bars and pubs up in the Overlook, the taverns up there, you can, from what I gather, a few of them have it. So if you ever wanted to have more of it, buying a bottle, that's a whole nother animal, because that would be pretty expensive, I think.
I can imagine. No, I would. I'm more curious as to how these so-called not really ruffians came by it. So it might help us
That's a
understand
good question, actually.
who they are.
Although if they're going for this sort of contraband, maybe they're going for other high-end stuff as well.
Oh, maybe they've been having thefts up there. We just don't hear about it because it's fucking crazy.
Yeah. Rictus goes, so about this getting fed pot. Butterbeer goes, okay, hold on. He goes, do you need another drink or anything, Miss Nikita?
No, thank you. I am just waiting on Gaius and Butt Trumpet to finish. Then I will go clean up.
No problem. I'll get you some fresh water. And would you like me to move the tub into the pantry?
Whatever is easier for you, I'm fine.
It's up to
out
you.
back.
I put them out there because they have, especially your little friend with the rock in his head. He splashes a lot. He
I can
splashes a
imagine.
lot, so I just always put him out in the alley. And Gaius, no offense against him, he's a nice guy, but I never forget to put in less water because it always overflows when he gets in. So it's just easier to put
compared
in the
the
alley.
rest of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But Trumpet fits in a boiling pot type of thing. Yeah.
yeah.
We're
I
quite
saw. I
strange.
think I saw them doing the backstroke the one time I went in to give them a towel.
Good for them.
Yeah.
Excellent. Always good to practice your swimming skills.
Mm-hmm.
So just let me know when they are free and I will clean up.
You got it.
Hi.
And Butterbeer goes off and and Butterbeer comes out with some sandwiches and such for the brothers, some more ales, and it's about this time that Gaius will say that you and Bud Trumpet have finished your baths and can kind of, you have a towel or something put over the side. You can take that, cover up, and
I'm coming out. What the world you know? That I'm finally clean.
All right.
welcome to
my
Song
turn.
Sundays, everybody.
Yes.
Gaius, do you and Bud try and take your towels and go up to your room?
Oh, yes. Got the toga look going on with my towels.
Sir, What we're going to say is this. When you came back, when you teleported, and you went around to the front of the inn to go in, the sun was still pretty low. It had just kind of come up over the horizon.
Okay.
Okay, so it was pretty much during sunrise. And as you well know, the light of a sunrise, just like a sunset, has a vastly different quality than the other parts of the day in which the sun's up.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's
with your
twilight hours.
yeah, at your passive perception, you got a brief glimpse of it. You didn't want to draw attention to it, but you noticed when you came around and part of the sun hit your wrist of your left hand, you had to do kind of a double take, because at first you thought it was like a string bracelet. Then, upon closer look, it looked almost like it was moving, and for a moment you thought, there's a snake biting its tail around my wrist. And then you look closer, and your first thought was that it was like a little stream of black water that was going around your wrist, but you couldn't feel anything. And then it gradually, as you really studied it, it looked like this thin wisp of black smoke that surrounded your wrist. And the minute you left that sunrise sunbeam, from the moment you left the light of that, it disappeared again.
So just the thin around my wrist.
Correct.
And it was just like a string going off somewhere, or it just
No,
went
it was like attached around your wrist.
And it was the same kind of ink black, like the teleportation effect.
No, it was a little darker, and it kind of, like when you thought it reminded you of a tiny stream, the way it was moving and everything.
Okay.
It reminded you of if some of the streams of water in the sewers were moving a lot faster. It had this kind of dirty darkness feel to it. And when I say dirty, it didn't make you feel unclean. It wasn't a pure, it was like a blackish, grayish, bluish, brown kind of, that polluted sewer water kind of look. But it didn't smell. It didn't make you feel weird. It was just, that was the only color that you could kind of relate it to.
Definitely take note of that, and we'll be experimenting with that over the next. So yeah, Gaius is wiped, obviously. So he's like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna have to deal with that later because I am magic out right now."
The other thing is, when you were getting ready for your bath,
Yeah.
when you get undressed and everything, do you kind of lay your stuff out? Do you go through your stuff to make sure? Is Gaius one of those people that likes to make sure things are in order and such?
Yes. Like taking an article of clothing off gives it like a shake, especially where we just were and what he was just doing. He is extra observant because he's interacted with a bunch of magic that some of it he hasn't truly grasped. So he's like, as he's examining his stuff to see if something affected like his gear, also examining himself, especially if you notice like you said, that bracelet of like darkness. So
Right.
now he's probably in on like not full paranoia mode, but he's definitely keeping an eye out for stuff.
Give me a perception check with advantage, since you said that you're going to be extra fastidious on this. You're going to be extra fastidious on this. Oh boy. You're going to be extra fastidious on this. 18. You have been between coming back from
Ethereal.
no, from Forest Grove. and then doing the heist.
Hmm.
It's been pretty crazy for you. What I'm going to say is you haven't really had the chance to go through everything the way you normally do. And with this bath and with everything with the heist being done, you've also handed it off to Murph, which is a huge kind of relief at this point.
Yeah.
Because the responsibility and the threat is now off of you as far as you're concerned. You almost feel like you can finally relax a little bit and just go through your normal routines and do what you do. And as you're taking off your clothes and you're going through pockets and everything, you go into your shirt and everything, and you're not sure which pocket was in, but there's a slip of paper in one of those that you know you didn't put there. A little slip of parchment.
Okay. I pull it out and take a gander.
It's a quickly scribbled hand that says, "You deserve better than this. Be safe. Go to the Hairy Lemon and ask for some juice."
And ask for some juice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is there anything that stands out about this parchment? Is it like...
It's very nice parchment, but it's like
I was going to say
it's like a part
quality.
that's ripped off a corner of a
So
full.
it's high quality. So high quality parchment. I don't recognize that hand.
No, you've never seen this hand before. It looks like it was quickly scrawled.
And I deserve better than this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I might need to.
You deserve better than this. You should be safe. Go to the Hairy Lemon. Ask for the juice.
I wonder if this. It's in my pocket, so I can assume this is meant for me. This is just weird. And who names a place the Hairy Lemon? What is with this town? And they're naming a thing. I think they. And I want to pack that later. So anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay. So go upstairs. Start doing all my accoutrements and all that stuff. And the other thing I'm going to do is say a prayer to Mr. Bacchus for helping me out through the mission and just take the time and go into that mode.
Ooh, woo, woo, woo. No strobies.
Okay, so you go up to your room to get ready, butt trumpet, and get dressed. What do you do while you're up there?
Are any of my dragon onesies clean?
Not really, but you could probably have them cleaned.
That definitely needs to be done. I'd like that. I'm kind of limited on my clothes, aren't I? Everything else just makes me stand out.
You have your nightshirt and your and your tentacled slippers.
You know
And
what? I can justify that.
And your nightcap.
Yeah, we're doing that. We're bringing back a classic.
Okay. Do you go back down then, or?
Squeaking the whole way.
Okie dokie. Nikita, before you see them, you hear butt trumpet coming down the steps. Squeak, squeak, poop, squeak, squeak, poop, squeak, squeak, poop.
I make a beeline for the kitchen.
Okay. And you're gone.
I'm gone. Smoke bomb.
I could have sworn.
You come down and it's just the brothers Green, and they're sitting there eating and drinking.
Ah, we're all back together now. That's great.
Ah, come join us, Magabo, says
Hey!
Bristle.
I knew that was a thing.
And Butterbeer comes over and says, "What are we drinking, my little blue friend?"
Ooh. Any specials tonight?
I could probably work a little magic for you if you want.
Yeah, surprise me.
You got it.
Please.
And Butterbeer eventually comes back with a mug of something that looks blue
Ooh.
and frothy.
Ah.
And has a bunch of wedged Biggles fruit like in the rim, and
Well,
also
this is just darling.
and you taste it, it's very fruity.
Yee! I love it. What is this?
I just kind of whipped it up.
For me, I feel so special.
Well, I'm going to make you even more special. I'm going to let you name it, but I think you need to have your name in the title somewhere. And we'll come back to that.
Yes.
Reed, what are you doing?
I changed my clothes. I fed Hannibal.
Who is like ravenous, by the way. And like nearly takes your fingers off when you go and put the stuff down.
I'll bring you more later, Hannibal. And then I'm gonna head back downstairs. I'm just gonna wait until everybody else is definitely going to bed, and then I'll take a nap. So
Okay.
I kind of felt like we were waiting for Calandra and maybe even Valdem, so I'm just gonna wait down there. Yep.
Okay. So you go downstairs, and it is Butt Trumpet and the Brothers Green all sitting around a table eating and drinking.
Now, I'll go sit next to Butt Trumpet.
Okay.
Yay!
And Butterbeer looks at you and says,
one of those things? Nah, I'll have an ale. I don't know what that is.
he brought it over and he goes, "That's kind of what I was hinting at, but here you go."
Yep.
Okay.
And if you got any more bread or anything, I'll take whatever you got.
You got it. I'll see what I can dig up for you.
Thank you.
And Rictus goes, "If you want to make more sandwiches, if the halfling's hungry, I think that's a great idea." But Butterbeer goes, "Okay." And goes back in the kitchen. Calandra,
Yes.
would you be so kind as to roll me a survival check, please?
No cheese.
Sure.
If only you had a cheese sandwich, it would help. I'm sure.
If we ever get tabards made, we should have the cheese sandwich as our logo. And a bowl of tomato soup.
And a really looking hungry bunny just eyeing it up.
Just says 4A and has a picture of a cheese sandwich.
Finally.
Okay. Oh. Okay. You end up in a section where you are not necessarily, you're not real familiar with where you are, but when you look over buildings in the distance, you can recognize the direction of the stone's throw and the direction of your temple. And you figure it's probably 6 to 1, half dozen to the other, whichever way you want to go, but you feel like you could probably make it there within a half hour, 45 minutes.
Okay, since it's about the same either way, then she'll just go to the stone's throw.
Reed, you're sitting there with Butt Trumpet and the Brothers Green, and Butterbeer comes out with a plate of sandwiches, and there's some cheese sandwiches in there. There's also some sandwiches with kippers. There's also some tomato sandwiches, tomato and cheese.
I will. I'll take one of each.
Okay.
I might save some for Hannibal. But if there's enough, I will share, of course. So.
Okay. And
You
the
don't
brothers.
have anything that's not bleeding.
The two of the brothers Green look at you, Butt Trumpet, and go, we should revisit that, I think. That sounds like a
There's
story.
a lot to unpack with the rabbits, actually.
Really?
There's so much. There's lore, really.
Oh. I'm up for that.
Up for some lore?
Yeah.
I take a big sip of my butt trumpet blitz. And proceed to tell.
Okay.
So, are we actually doing this, or are we moving
It's up
to
to
another
you.
person?
Go ahead. We have plenty of people who probably weren't around back then, so why lay it on us there, blue one.
So, when I first entered... Wow, Gaius checked out real fast. When I first joined the team, I didn't know anybody really that well. I wanted to try and help. I know a couple of spells, but I'm not very good. Not very well trained, anyway. And we were in this shop, and the lady seemed to be kind of apprehensive to take care of us, so I thought I would charm her. Instead, an onslaught of multicolored bunny rabbits materialized out of my person and ran loose in the town.
You hear a huge gasp. You hear a huge gasp from Reed, and you look over, and I got a sandwich on my mouth like I've never heard this story before, and I'm just like...
Reed kept one as a pet.
Oh, yeah!
Rictus and Gristle look at you and both almost at the exact same time and goes, "That was because of you?"
I hope that hasn't troubled you too much.
No trouble. It was just kind of funny and weird because, you go into the alley to, when you've had too much to drink and stuff and you need to do stuff, and all of a sudden you see this, brightly colored bunny with diamonds or stripes or circles on it, and it's looking up at you. Every now and then you question your decisions in life, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, you're telling me. One was sitting on top of the dumpster while I was taking a bath, and
Little
I'm
pervy
pretty
things,
sure
aren't they?
I'm pretty sure they recognized me as the one who created them because it bowed to me.
Ooh.
Rictus
And let me pet
goes,
it.
"I can understand that. You are quite a regal specimen of our species."
Why, thank you so much. I've never heard that before.
Oh, I can't believe that for one moment. And Gristle goes, "I have to admit, I agree with my brother." And Rictus goes, "Let me tell you, that doesn't happen that often." And Gristle goes, "It does every more than you think." "Oh, give me a break. It does not. What about that time?" And all of a sudden, Scabies comes between them, puts a hand in front of them, and just gives them both a great big hug.
Aww. You guys seem like sweethearts. I love seeing you guys come together as brothers.
Yeah, we can be kind of touching that way, says Rictus.
You want to talk about how weird these bunnies can get? Nikita and I were off on our own mission, and we came across what appeared to be like a commune of them.
Really?
A completely abandoned part of the area where they were all gathered as if it was church, and a gigantic one rose out of the ground.
You're making that up.
I'm not. Ask Nikita.
We'll have to ask her. That's and you, the mother of all rabbits, as it were, shows up at their church service. What that must have that been like for them?
God, instead of Game of Thrones, it's Game of High Chairs. Mother of all bunnies.
Goblisi.
Oh no.
I love easy. Go to somebody else.
Okay. It is about this time that from behind you, you hear.
Should I pull out my weapons?
It's up to you.
I look first.
It's Calandra coming in the door, a hand on the thing, just going.
Oh.
That was the worst walk. Oh my god.
What?
And then she walks
What
over.
happened? What happened?
It was just so far. There was no one. I couldn't. You can't get a ride. I
Oh.
walked so far.
Oh.
I was teleported so far away.
You weren't in the Eastern District, were you?
No, not that far.
I mean, the city's big enough. You could have been really far away and still been like, oh, I'm just like 3 blocks, but the blocks are so big in the city. It's crazy.
Guys, do you just continue to pray and stay up there? Do you eventually come down?
Oh no, it's he does what he has to do, and he's staying awake because he's basically waiting for Calandra to arrive to make sure, like, at least touch base with everybody, because he's already touched base with Viv and knows that they're going to be coming to us at some point, but just not anytime in the near future. So basically making sure that all the people that were supposed to show up have shown up and they haven't gotten shoved in a bag or
Okay.
whatever could have happened to them. So yeah, so he'll go downstairs, especially if he hears the rest of the party go like, Calandra.
I offer you a sandwich.
Ooh, food. Yes,
Like a new
I will
one,
go
right?
sit next to Reed, and I will start eating sandwiches.
Give her a new
I don't even
sandwich,
care what's
right?
on them
Not
at
one of
this
the old-
point.
They're all
not one of
new.
his old one.
No,
She
they're all
doesn't
new sandwiches.
care. She's so hungry and just tired that it doesn't matter because she's been walking for hours.
Nikita, do you take a long bath, a short bath, a luxurious bath, or what do you do?
She probably takes what she thinks is a short bath, but she's kind of dopey, like tired, so she's very carefully, slowly moving. But oh no, I'm not taking that long. 10 minutes later, still taking her shirt off. Yep, we're doing good. We're getting there.
So, Gaius, you come down.
Ah, finally. Calandra, you're in one piece. Right? You didn't leave any bits behind.
No. Why?
You could lose like a finger or something.
Everything is we have 10,
All
right?
your
I've got 10
parts?
of those. I think I'm good.
Yeah.
All of
I
my
believe
parts.
gnomes.
Thank
are,
you for your
10.
interest in my parts. They're all here and accounted for.
Oh, why does everyone twist my words? Oh. Anyway, it's like having
I'm
Eldred, but
very-
different.
I'm very tired.
Oh, good. We have extra rooms. Yeah. I guess clean up, eat up, pass out.
This episode of Grognard and Friends brought to you by the new film Dirty Eldred. Available coming this Friday in a tavern theater near you.
Dirty Eldred.
Dirty Eldred.
Yeah. And the guy's that brought you Dirty Grandpa.
Right.
I'm picturing Eldred with like a scrying crystal, like, yeah, keep doing that. Go ahead. Yeah.
That is so disturbing. I seriously.
He's still sitting up in a tree somewhere.
It's a double feature with Harry Pooter.
Oh, jeez. Eldred's in the alley. There's 2 buddies going at it. He's like, well, there you go. All right.
Gross.
All right.
Gross.
I'm gonna put a hard no on this now, and
Please finish that sentence.
this is Gaius.
Oh my
This is
god.
Gaius. No. No. Hey, you know what? I'm glad everybody's safe. I'm going to bed. I'm also putting traps in front of my door, so you leave me alone.
Yes.
I'm just ordering a
You
drink.
just turn, Gaius is going up the stairs like, wash my hands of the weird shit. Check it out.
Too late for that.
Gaius Routing wakes up Nikita and she realizes she's only half in the bathtub. Fuck. Okay. Then flops in and promptly falls asleep again.
Butterbeer says,
Drown in the tub.
"Are you okay?"
I'm very tired. If they start going to bed, can you let me know?
Sure.
Thank you.
It's just slowly.
Guys, as you're going up the stairs, Eldred is coming down.
Oh, did you already do all the identifying?
It was just on his weird ass sword, dagger, whatever
Oh.
this is.
Oh, I guess. Well, before I go up, I guess I'll hear and see what this is all about.
Come on down. It's a little bit.
Okay, cool.
And you see Reed, you see Eldred come into the tavern, looks over at Butterbeer and says, Mr. Butterbeer, sir, I'm going to need a double, please, and an ale. Thank you very, very much. I hope that's not too much trouble. And Butterbeer goes, no problem. It's the usual for you. He goes, I know, but, it's early.
Or
Isn't
late.
even noon
really
yet.
late. When you haven't gone to bed, it doesn't count.
Oh, okay. So Eldred sits down at
Eldred,
the table,
I got
kind
your
of,
sandwich, Eldred.
with a finger, kind of pushes the thing over towards you.
That's always.
Why are you afraid to touch it? Is it cursed?
I don't think so. Nothing like that came up. It's just a little weird, because Okay, so you need
Just
to
a
attune
little-
to it. So you need to spend an hour attuning to it to be able to
How do I
use
do
it.
that?
Take
does that
it,
mean?
focus with it for about a half hour, kind of opening yourself up to it. And then the second half hour, just kind of by yourself in your room, practice with it to get used to it. And then you will have connected with it. And you will find some benefits to that. What was that?
Reed just starts laughing. He's like, I have to connect with it? Like,
Don't insert it
What
in
is that?
you.
Eldred goes, yes, you
that
do.
was
See
way
the way
more.
that's shaped? That's in order to make sure it's kept safe and sturdy, and
Yeah,
also
don't stab
reaches
yourself.
some of the really delicate parts. But
Can't help ourselves. We stop sidetracking ourselves.
Nope. Kalandra's here. We're in deep shit.
so what you see is this is a. For those of you who weren't with Reed when he found this, it's a blade that is longer than a dagger, shorter than a short sword. The blade kind of comes out and then bends a little bit, and as it bends down, it flares out, and the end has a slight little hook at it at the end. It's the handle that's most interesting. It's there's no the blade just goes into the handle. There's no crossguard, thank you. And it's made of, it looks like a very, very dark green jade. And it looks like it's set up in such a way so they'll fit the hand almost perfectly. But at the end, it's almost like a half-filled balloon that just kind of bends down, almost like a partially melted stock of a crossbow, or a sack of coins that the top has just kind of tilted to the side.
Or a testicle.
Thank you. I
Cheryl.
didn't have to say it. I didn't have to sing it.
I knew exactly. I could see her face, and I'm like, God damn it.
It's catchy. We've never had it in the Stone's Throw before. Now it's catchy. Oh, great. Friends, please wash your hands after every D&D session. We do not want to spread this.
Yeah, quick question. When you tunes to it, Eldred, what happens?
Okay, well, I'm getting to that. So
I'm trying to force it.
Okay.
Don't force it. That's how you get hurt.
God.
Reed, be gentle with it, please. And it'll be gentle with you. So you have this dark green jade handle, and from the part of it that would equal the open part of the sack that's tilted.
I'm going back down.
Around the blade, there are 6 tendrils that come out and kind of snake around the blade, and they're wider around the opening. They're wider, and then they taper off to these very thin tendrils, and there's 6 of them that kind of go up around the rest of the handle, and then the end part of the blade where it meets the handle. But it looks like there were originally 8 of them, but 2 of them look like they were sheared off or snapped off, and it's all black where they look like they broke off. The name of this blade is the Yadagan Borg Ta Sildar. So it's the Yadagan Borg Ta Sildar. Yadagan seems to be referencing the type of blade. It's a foreign blade, and that's the name of this type of blade. So the name is Borg Ta Sildar, which I was able to do some other spells to translate. I don't know what it's translated from. It's from some language that I have no idea what it is or where it came from. But the best I could come up with was it translates something to along the lines of the inevitable debt, or the debt that must be paid, or the debt to be owed, or simply the debt collector.
Do I have to say that name, that long name, when I use it? I was going to try and say poof.
I don't think so. You can call it what you want.
Call it the debt collector.
Yeah.
Well, I can say that.
Call it the accountant.
There you go.
You've been audited. That's my catchphrase.
You have not been granted an extension.
In game terms, to put it very simply for you, Reed, it does 1 to 4 damage, but is basically a +2 blade. Okay? So +2 to hit and +2 damage.
Not cursed, then?
I have no idea.
Nope. Okay.
Nothing said curse to me.
I just got to get a scabbard then, and then we're good to go.
Oh, did it feel alive? How about that one?
It feels like jade. The blade feels like, steel, and the handle feels like snozberries.
Yeah, I don't know what those are.
We are the music makers, and we are the dreamers of dreams.
Eldred
whatever you can find out. Yep.
Eldred says you need to attune to the weapon in order for the benefit to activate.
So I just practice with it, and
for a half hour you have to just kind of sit with it and focus on it, and then the second half hour you practice with it.
Okay.
Okay.
I shove a sandwich in my
Some
mouth,
light
and then
meditation.
I just hold the dagger on me in front of the table, and I just start staring at it. I'm gonna fall asleep like that. I'm pretty sure, but that's
Nikita wakes up inhaling water and decides her bath is done.
I was drowned.
You wake up being pulled out of the water, your head being pulled out of the water by your hair.
Yeah.
Oh.
And Butterbeer going, my little friend, you don't want to do that because inhaling water is a bad thing. It leads to a little sickness called death.
Bah!
And if
It's
you
never
die,
scared. What?
no one's going to pay for your room, and I can't have that. Plus, I like you. I think you're a nice person, so...
Oh, well, that's very nice of you, Butterbeer. Can you get me out of this tub?
I certainly can.
Thank you.
And he lifts you up, covers you with a towel, and starts taking you inside.
Spasiba.
Gaius, I'm going to say you with your passive perception, as all of you are talking to, and Eldred's talking, and you're asking questions, stuff, out of the corner of your eye, you see Butterbeer come out of the kitchen, holding a limp Nikita covered in a draped towel, and he goes up the stairs.
Yeah, I'm gonna go check on it. I go check on it.
Okay. You catch up with him as he gets to the third floor and goes, which room is hers?
Yeah, guys, just gestures to the one that's hers, obviously.
Okay, he reaches in his pocket and takes out a ring of keys and goes, okay, opens the door, lays her down on the bed, still covered with a towel, covers her and the towel up with the blankets, and says she almost drowned herself in the tub. She was so tired.
Oh, God. She's the one I normally don't have to watch.
Fine. I'm clean now.
Yes, you appear to be.
What? Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, this is all a dream. This is all a dream. And as he's gesturing Butterbeer out of the room, you're just sleeping. Okay.
Butterbeer sneaks out of the room and goes, always remember, tip your bartenders, and shuts the door behind him.
And your clergy.
You two are weird. Rolls over, face plants.
On the
You
floor?
shut the door, turn around to walk away, and all you hear is...
Sure, there's...
Lullaby snores.
Wait.
Right.
I was going to say, wait. All right. Just wanted to make sure they didn't somehow almost murder themselves twice in a row.
Don't worry, Butt Trumpet. They gotta get through me first.
Yeah.
Well, he could have used me to block the stairs, but I guess he wasn't thinking ahead.
Just flop your unconscious body up against the door. Like you're a chair.
It's not a trap, it's an unconscious dwarf. God damn, we're screwed.
Who, by the way, is naked now because they're face down on the floor with the towel and the blanket underneath them now.
Yeah, guys
Door
goes
is
down.
shut.
Door is shut.
Door's locked.
And locked, yes.
Gaius goes down. Gaius goes down and collects Nikita's gear and just like a pile and brings it upstairs.
Puts it outside the door.
Yeah. I was gonna say, but yeah. Takes it upstairs. He's like, should I fold it? And then he thinks to himself, no, that's probably too weird. And just puts it down on the ground and just walks away.
Okay, so you're back down there. Eldred looks at you, Calandra, and says, so what happened to you?
Yeah, your turn.
So here's what's Mr. Ugly.
Right.
Yeah. Time for a debrief on all the teams and their extra expeditions.
Right. So we found a room that had a room sign on the
Rooms
door.
do
Do not
have
enter.
rooms.
Danger. So we entered it.
Mm.
And
Mhm.
Oh.
and I stepped inside a teleportation portal.
Mm.
And
On purpose?
well, not so much on purpose, more like people were coming, guards were coming, and we were all trying to, me and Vivalda and one of the brothers, we were all trying to fit into this little room to not be found, and there wasn't a lot of room. And I kind of scooched over a little too far. And so we went into the room on purpose, but I didn't mean to get teleported, but there wasn't a lot of room, so I just was like, well, and then I ended up not there. Who knew that the teleportation shit actually was dangerous and worked and would send me away?
I could have warned you that teleportation is definitely a thing.
I mean, I knew it was a thing. I was just like, man, you know, look, I'm trying to make
Now, when they
excuses for
say
my
teleportation room, what exactly am I supposed to expect?
I mean, look, mistakes were made. Gnomes were teleported.
Well, I think the question is, we gathered that, okay, you tell, where did you go?
Yeah. I'm more interested in where you went and what happened there.
When I teleported the first time.
Wait a minute, what?
So right. It actually, I ended up teleporting twice.
Okay.
The place I teleported. Right.
Good.
Right.
No. This is good. We're learning. All right.
Well, the second time I had no choice. When I teleported the first time, I tried to just teleport back to Vival. I thought maybe it would work, you know, like it would take me back to the same place. So I kind of stood there and I was like, please take me home. It didn't work. I stepped out of the circle, and you know how normally it was like on the locks and things, it was like it was like the rainbow pretty colors, things like that.
Oh, by the
That we would
doors.
see like the whoosh. Yeah, it was like that at first when I went through, and then when I stepped out
So
of
you
the
whooshed?
circle,
No?
I whooshed. I poofed.
You pooped too?
I poofed. I poofed a lot. But it didn't take me back. I stepped out and it wasn't rainbow anymore. It was like this gray, dark, black, little bits of red and yellow, very unfriendly looking, very scary.
Like it poofed this last proof.
It poofed a dirty poof. So I didn't know where I was. It didn't match up to the map that we had seen. So I went upstairs in this wherever I was, and it was this amazing, turned out to be this, I was in a tower. I was at the practically the very top of it, higher than I think I've ever been in my entire life. Beautiful view. I was high enough, far enough out. It's just the inky sky and all the stars.
You were in that dark tower that keeps growing.
I don't
That's
know.
where the teleporter led. Yeah. Did you see like the city
because
below you?
I was further out than that. I was on a peninsula, like overlooking everything. I could see everything. But have you ever heard of a telescope? Do you know telescopes?
Yes, a far-seeing device used with cut glass and whatnot. Yes.
Okay. But the one in this room, never seen one this big. Ever.
What, like, yay big?
No. No. Like, the whole top of the tower filled with this equipment. Massive telescope. Lots of instruments in there. Navigation, astronomy, physics. Could be science, could be magic. Lots of it.
Well, I was gonna say I've ran into, like arm length ones when I've been on a sailing ship or two.
Bigger.
Well, the sailors use
Massive.
those to see further distances, and occasionally, like, they navigate by the night sky, so stars. And I don't have a firm grasp on that. I just know they do it, and sometimes they use the telescopes to help with that. So maybe it's just
there was scaffolding. It had a base. It was just enormous.
Okay, so you got teleported outside of,
like, I was looking
Seven Rivers
back onto what I assumed was Seven Rivers. I was looking at Seven. I was away.
I don't think there is a peninsula around here. You were surrounded by water?
There was a lake. I could see in the very, very far distance, I could see mountains. I could see a very large forest to the north. Yeah.
That sounds like the Green Sea, which we traveled through to get here. You might have been in just the perspectives that you were giving me. It sounds like you were in the tower because, I mean, we're not as well lit as the Overlook is, so you might have been looking at the Overlook, perhaps. Unless there's a peninsula somewhere, and Gaius takes out his map and puts it down and rolls it out. It's like, I don't see peninsulas anywhere, but I have also...
I carry this with me everywhere.
Right.
Oh, well, Gaius does have, like, a tote bag full of books and scrolls and stuff.
Backpack, 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 backpack. Continue.
Yes. Anyway, so, yeah. I don't see any peninsulas, but what you're describing could definitely be observed from that tower. I wonder if there's a... Well, we could always break in again.
Well, see...
But there's no reason.
Eldred says, wait a minute. Butt trumpet.
Yo!
Did Alistair have a really... with Calandra here, I hesitate to say this, but did Alistair have a really huge telescope?
Did he?
He didn't have a telescope.
He didn't have a telescope. That I knew of.
Right.
Right.
Well, this tower is growing exponentially.
So it's growing telescopes?
Listen, man, it's a growing building. Yeah, it could be. Could be growing a bunch of other stuff, too. Like non-sarcastic.
Damn it, man, I'm a cleric, not a physicist.
Exactly.
I don't... Listen, just because I travel through portals in other dimensions doesn't mean I know how they work. I just do it. Anyway. Yes.
Is it just me, or does Gaius all of a sudden sound like a new Netflix miniseries? Meet the cleric that travels the world, just trying things he has no idea how they work.
So what am I eating here? Oh, fried spiders. Okay.
Hey, they're not too bad.
They're better than I thought they would be.
Cleric versus food. On the Travel Channel.
Taverns, tapestries, and towers.
Well done. Well
Nice.
done.
Dungeons, Dragons, Diners, Dragons, and Dives.
Next week, come along as Gaius and friends log flume into the Ganges in India.
See what kind of strange shit that Gaius is going to put in his mouth next week.
This is always my fault.
Anyway, I'm sorry, Eldred says. So you...
Gaius Fury! Anyway, I'm done.
No, my hair is not going to be spiked in yellow.
Frosted
No, but your
tips,
beard
baby.
is.
Do it.
Dude, frosted tips.
Gaius
were
is
saying
very
something,
protective of his horse.
It was
Oh,
until
Fieri.
it died.
You were saying
I'm
something.
not
Eldred?
that familiar with Fieri's body of work.
Yeah, sorry. I'm more of a 3D kind of person. I don't go in deep into the Fieri lore.
Of which there is much.
There is.
We need to create a system based on Guy Fieri.
Please!
I'm already thinking the next time I got to run a break game about it, so don't worry.
Nice. Nice.
Anyway, what were we talking about?
Yeah.
Alistair did not have a telescope.
Right.
No,
There we go.
So Kalandra's going to continue with the story. You
Yeah.
found a
So
telescope.
you had a view and a telescope.
View in a telescope.
I got the
Fabulous. So yeah, time to leave. Looked at all the, there were notes, papers, books everywhere. Lots of smart people stuff. Lots of math, geometry. I don't know. Couldn't find a way out, so had to go back to the teleportation circle. There was no. So
You
it did
poofed again?
I poofed again.
Oh.
Somewhere
Oops, I
weirder.
poofed again.
I poofed again, and I poofed to the weirdest. Let me tell y'all. So, so I walk out of this whatever dark room. The teleportation circle at this point completely dead. Like it was done. No light at all. So I go out onto this landing, and there was a smell. There, so now I recognized this smell from my line of work. Does anyone know what brimstone smells like? Does anyone know brimstone?
It's the buffet.
Brimstone.
Smells like crab legs.
Body odor. The sound is really what got me. It's like the sound of a lot of people. It's like an orgy, but no, there was no vocalizations. Just body.
So
Smushing?
wet skin slapping together.
I mean, lots of skin contact, but so me, being a nosy, messy bitch, decided to go peek in the door. Of course, and I was hoping to see something fun because, again, I'm a messy bitch. But there was nothing fun about what I saw in that room. Because first off, I kind of hit the door trying to be careful. I was like, oh shit. But before so it was a person made up of a lot of people. This so the legs and the arms were like people. There were appendages like everywhere. Not the fun kind. Like
Mm-hmm.
it started, so I hear things coming up I hear something coming up the stairs. I hear this thing is coming at the door. I run up more stairs because I go to this door and I open it, and it's like a house. Like, it looks just like a house, like a very old-fashioned, very nice dark wood, lots of brass, lots of iron, really
So you talk more
great.
of like a mansion than a house, right?
What I could see, it was, well, when it was in definitely a more well-off home.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see a lot of it. Very. Ooh,
Because
did
of
have
the
a
flesh
very,
monster.
just a flesh
I see.
monster in a dungeon-esque room. Yeah, but aside from that, well, what company would see looks very nice? I doubt they trot people down the stairs to look at their stinky flesh monster. That's a third date.
It could be a third, maybe a fifth or a sixth thing. Maybe a never.
They won't rat you out.
Right?
Sure they're not a narc.
Yeah.
Right. It was
You're not a cop, are you?
right. You have to tell me.
You have to tell me.
You have to tell me if you're a cop.
It oh, and Gaius, lovely bookshelves full of books. Very nice. Comfortable chairs,
okay.
Nice fireplace. Like, it was great. There I was minding someone else's business, and y'all would not believe there was someone in that damn house.
Oh, were they also a flesh monster?
I think it was a woman. She was maybe human. She was very tall. How tall is Gaius?
6 some odd.
6 foot.
Okay.
Like 6 foot.
She was taller than Gaius. She was,
Impossible.
if I'm guessing, probably 7 feet tall.
Lady.
She was very slim,
Petite.
dressed, very slender. Yeah, very slender, but about 7 feet tall, I guess. She was dressed. Oh, she scared the crap out of me. She comes out. She's all in black. Black everything. The most fantastic bustle. Women at the buffet would literally violate the Geneva Convention to have a bustle this big. It was amazing. So big, like, all of the tiny people in our party could set up camp under this bustle.
Landra, focus.
Okay.
Focus.
So she never talked. Like, she caught me. She saw me. She never spoke. She had a mask, like a freaky porcelain doll mask.
Ooh, yeah, that's never good sign.
Just, she had like the rouge, like the cheeks, but the eyes, black, nothing, void, gone.
Like, not there, or they were like ink black, kind of.
I wasn't trying to get close enough to really get a good look, because she had these.
You weren't looking in her eyes.
She was huge. Like,
it's
so high up.
I don't know. She could have been on could have been standing on a chair. I don't know.
She was so, like, she had this freaky shit going on, and I didn't want to get too close. Her fingers, in these black gloves, but were like super, super, super pointy, like really long, pointy. Yet no, she had these crazy black leather boots that were very like spiked heels, sharp points. I was not trying to get close enough for her to like grab or, kick. She never spoke. She wasn't fast. She was actually like ridiculous. Like she could not move at a normal speed. She was very slow. Very slow. And she started walking toward me. Keeps coming toward me, but never fast. So I just and she never responded to any of my questions really. She kind of moved her head a little, but there was never any affirmative answers or anything like that. So I got the fuck out.
GTFO.
GTFO, yeah. I came out of the house, and then it was just, walled in, had a large stone wall, iron spikes all the way around. And after I got out, it was just that was pretty straightforward and easy after that, except for the walk. It was, I could see that I'd never been that far out. The outlook never looked so far away from where I was. There were loads of houses, not a lot of color, dark grays, completely empty. That was the craziest thing. It was just, and as I'm trying to leave, this woman, I realize she's come to the door. And as I can kind of see her in the door, where it's like the contrast of the inside and the outside, her limbs, her arms and her legs were really long. Like, really way longer than arms and legs should be. Which really inspired me to make my tiny legs move as fast as they could. But there was...
You think she was a witch? We've seen witches.
She didn't seem like... It's like she had awareness, but she wasn't... I don't know if she had control over herself or not. But she was... Because it was so very... Like I say, there was no... She could hear me, but she never communicated, and it, like, how slow she moved. She was so even just, it wasn't like she hobbled and walked slow because she was old or infirm. She, like, that's what she got. That's what she had to work with. It was everything. It seemed like it took it was very deliberate. It took a lot of work to just do that. So but I wasn't gonna try to figure too much of that out, because the whatever was banging on the stairs, I was not trying to play with that. I got out and I'm just walking, and I've never ever seen these streets as I'm walking so empty. It was beyond normal. Even as I was making my way back here, it was ominously quiet. It was too quiet. So I was very happy, though, for the sun to start coming up. But the further I could get away from all of the freaky, flesh monsters and masked ladies. But the telescope, that was really... I wish I was smarter, because some of those books look really interesting. But there were no pictures.
Okay.
I don't know if the teleportation portal would, like, if you got back into that house. I don't know if you could teleport back anywhere from that. I don't know who for certain lives there.
Oh, it sounds like
But they have
someone
a
who has a
teleportation portal that
fascination.
goes straight from the
Yeah.
Hall of Lord Antiquities.
Yeah, that's somebody we probably don't want to mess with. Seeing as they've obviously created flesh monsters. Also, point in fact, I wonder if they're a part of the reason what's going on over on the Eastern District. And I'm almost certain Tall Lady was also a creation of some sort, because they didn't seem to act, like you said, of their own free will. I wonder if she would have, like, came at you if you had tried to, like, take something from the house.
I don't know. You know, I did. She noticed me. She was never, like I say, there was no noise ever other than her boots. That was the crackling fire. It was eerie.
Yeah. Oh, well, it sounds like you had an adventure. I'll give you a quick rundown of what happened to us. Nikita got captured. That got better, obviously.
Are you okay? You're okay. You're okay. Nikita's okay. Nikita's asleep.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh,
Nikita's asleep.
it's upstairs.
She's upstairs.
Sorry. She's upstairs.
Nikita's
passed out.
fine.
That's right.
Yeah.
Nikita's
She had a rough.
Ruin on the floor.
Apparently, she had some high quality booze given to her, and she had a fine time. Then let's see. That happened. That was their adventure. The short version is we spread out, figured out where the thing was. I did some etherealness to get everyone back together. We got back together. We.
You look like a goat.
Did I? Okay. We got the item, brought it out successfully. Were jumped by people who knew who I was, and apparently also they knew Nikita's name. So that's suspect.
You skipped a part. I found in a desk there was a cheese sandwich, and it was still.
That was the highlight
really
of the heist, wasn't it? Oh, I'm glad.
It was. It was really good. Oh, and I found this knife. Yeah.
This stabby.
Yeah.
Yay. She sandwiches
So we
and
got-
stabbing implements. That's like everything you need.
Yeah,
Yes.
so we got the most powerful of magic artifacts out successfully. Got jumped. Viv got accidentally teleported somewhere where they knew they're fine, they're safe. I got the impression they're still in town somewhere, just not nearby. And then I was like, oh, dang, we got them teleporting egg things. And then we did that. And now we're here.
So people knew you. Oh.
Mm-hmm. The good news is we don't have the item, so it's kind of a wash on our part there.
It's not our problem anymore.
So, which is why we're implementing a rule. What we're going to do, Nikita's going to obviously pull security, because that's what they promised they would do on the second floor. We go up to the third floor we were unaware of, and myself and Eldred have some like magical alarms and snares we'll put up to stop people from, getting us while we rest, because I'm sure all of us are near exhaustion.
I can
Now
barely
everyone's
eat
caught
another
up.
sandwich.
Oh no.
Barely,
think
but
you
you're
might be
going to
feeling-
because you're a trooper.
I
I'll
don't
hang
think
in
that's
there.
exhaustion. You might just be full.
Eldred goes, that last one was the 8th one you had.
Oh yeah, he definitely ate whatever
Might
sandwich
be
I had
hitting
in
the
front
limits
of
of your body. Like you might just be hitting the limits of your body. Your stomach is only so big.
Well,
You're very small.
Hannibal still looks hungry, so I think I'll save this one for Hannibal. This last one.
Yeah, now that guy always said
Okay.
something.
Nikita twitches. The cold breeze under the door wakes her up a little, and she goes, "Black trumpet!" Peels her tongue from the floor.
You find your cheek is covered in drool that was pressed
Yep.
up against the floor.
Creases from the wooden planks of the floor.
Oh no.
You've got
that's
wood
gonna take a
grain
while.
all up the side of your face.
And I'm naked. Why am I naked?
Look at-
Oh, I had a bath.
Was a good
I should go look for
time.
my clothes. opens the door, falls over her stuff.
Oh,
Found
naked
it.
dwarf in the hall. Oh.
Naked dwarf in the hall, face planting again. You hear a thunk. I'm okay.
Oh,
Oh.
he's awake.
Guess Nikita's awake.
Guys, why don't you give me a perception check, please?
Good thing Nikita yelled at her. We would have thought there was another halfling attack. Good thing Nikita yelled at her. We would have thought there was another halfling attack. Good thing Nikita yelled at her. We would have thought there was another halfling attack. Good thing Nikita yelled at her. We would have thought there was another halfling attack. Good thing Nikita yelled at her. We would have thought there was another halfling attack. Good thing Nikita yelled at her. We would have thought there was another halfling attack.
Yeah, Paul, just roll for me.
Okay.
Yeah, Paul, just roll for me. Yeah, Paul, just roll for me. Yeah, Paul, just roll for me. Yeah, Paul, just roll for me.
Fucking number 13.
Keep that go.
Fucking number 13.
Keep that go.
Oh, shit, we have to stop talking.
The madness.
I know. I'm trying not to make it this.
Guys,
Anyway.
guys, in the midst of the discussion, you just hear, and then you hear, "I'm okay," in the distance.
Ah, Nikita's awake. And not whatever. Okay, well, that means it's time for bed, people. Unless you guys don't want to, I'm putting a trap out, so word of warning, if you want to be protected by it and not trigger it.
Yeah.
Now's the thing.
Eldred goes, "Where are you trapping?"
Oh, the landing up to the third floor?
Okay.
Or the landing at the top of the third floor, like right where the stairs transition. I think you should alarm the bottom of the stairs. So that'll alert you, which then you can alert us, and then the snare will get the first person.
Okay, so we can be alerted so we can watch the person get snared.
No,
And it'll be very funny.
it's more of so we're roused quicker in case, it's a bad person.
Gotcha. Okay.
My snare is not going to murder them. They're just going to be tied up.
Okay.
Nikita's sliding down the stairs. She's like, what are we doing?
I have a
Guardian-
question for you, Nikita.
Duh.
You have yet to mention that you were going to get dressed. You went down to the second floor, went to head downstairs, and went, "Oh,"
Yeah.
and turned around and went back up.
To say you're just in time, guys. Is talking about tying people up.
Woo! No, I spent the night that way with a tree. Wasn't a lot of fun.
And that's Makita. Go to bed.
Conversations that are not goblet approved, goblet age approved.
Where do you want me to sit? Should I try to? I don't want to set off anything of Eldred's or Gaius's. Should I do second floor?
I mean, if you want, you could rely on the magic, Nikita.
Nah.
Eldred
fuck that.
says, I think the reason for this is so everyone can get some sleep."
I mean, you almost drowned, from what Butterbeer said.
Details. It cleared out my nostrils? I don't know. Fine, I'm
That's not how that
tired,
works.
okay? But I want the butt trumpet has to be kept safe.
Okay, well, just stay in the room with them. That worked out well last
Okay.
time, I
Rudies.
think.
I will do that
Okay.
then.
We'll say
I've
that
only
one
had
of the
one drink tonight, so I'm not gonna get sick.
Yay!
we'll say that one of your two rooms, probably Butt Trumpet, had two beds in it. So,
Bunk beds.
and they're bunk beds. So Nikita falls into bed and the bottom bunk, and the Butt Trumpet's on the top, bouncing around, going, "This is so much fun."
You
Go on.
haven't slept in these before?
No, never.
Huh.
With Mamolian, I usually was just on the cold floor. I had a bed at Alistair's, though.
Well, that's good. Yeah, I tried to tell the people who grabbed us that I hope they weren't taking the magic thing to fucking Mammalian. Like, I hope they knew where it was going. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
if you're taking it from us, it better not be going to some dick face Mammalian type of thing. So they said they didn't know him, but what? I don't know.
I
I'm
hope they
baffled.
didn't.
But
I
we got it.
appreciate you checking.
Nah, it just weird, with all, yeah.
That was odd from the person you described. That sounded really scary.
Yeah, kind of. It was just weird.
Well, I'm just glad you're back safe.
And I am glad you're back safe. And now you need to go to sleep so that I can then try to stay awake and keep you safe.
Okay. And I lay back and wriggle under the covers and
Cast a sleep spell on Nikita.
Yeah.
You Nikita, very quickly you hear this soft trill of breath above you.
like
I am very-
Gizmo.
There you go.
Yes. I am very familiar with that noise. Good. And I will sit on the uncomfortable floor to try to stay awake. Not that it helped before.
Okay.
If you
Is that the
Nikita
thing
hears
from-
the gurgling. The fuck is wrong with you? Are you possessed? Wake up!
What?
Did you hum the Mogwai thing?
Yeah.
Waka.
Okay, as long as you're okay. Fuck.
Nikita, give me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Give me a
Constitution saving throw.
Big old 2.
You don't remember much. You remember that weird sound that Butt Trumpet was making, and then don't remember much after that. So
Sounds
head
about
back
right.
downstairs. Nikita and Butt Trumpet. Nikita came down, spent a couple minutes, and she and Butt Trumpet then headed back upstairs. She was talking a little odd and not real coherent. Gaius, Calandra, and Reed, what are the three of you doing? The brothers Reed are finishing up their most recent round of drinks and the rest of the food that Reed hasn't snatched himself. Finish it up and they go, well, we should probably get going and get some rest. It was a pleasure.
Thank
Been
you.
fun.
It was a pleasure.
I'm sure Murph will be in touch. Oh, and in case we need to find you guys, where might we reach out to you again if we're in need of assistance?
Murph is probably the best way.
Okay. All right. Well, been fun, brothers. Enjoy your share.
Oh, we will. And you see Scabies going,
Yeah.
so
They
they
turned out better than I thought.
they head out.
I still don't trust him, but whatever.
So the three of you are there with Eldred around the table.
I'm like trying to like still focus on the knife. Just got it in front of you. Just like
Right.
Okay? It's
I'm
kind
going-
your
probably going
vision's
cross-eyed.
Hey,
It,
but why don't you finish
it
doing that in your
occasionally
room?
clinks on the table as you're lifting it up, and it just occasionally clinks on the table.
Calandra's just gonna. It's been lovely. I just want to go to bed.
You're gonna
I'm
stay
glad
here,
everyone's
or
okay.
You're staying
I'm
here. Or you
gonna
going
stay
to your
here.
temple?
I'm
Okay.
gonna stay here for today.
Third floor.
I just want to go to sleep. Third floor. Okay.
Guys pulls out one of the extra keys that Butterbeer gave him for one of the rooms that we didn't use yet. There you go.
Perfect. Calandra takes it, and she's
Okay.
I should probably take a sandwich. Take my sandwich to Hannibal before.
Yes.
Okay.
Before I fall asleep.
So everyone goes up to bed.
Correct.
Eldred does the alarm on the landing to the third floor, like you asked.
And
And
once he's up and by, Gaius whips out some rope, making some complicated signs, and then it kind of just the circle of it that's laying on the ground almost sinks into the wood. And
okay.
it's no longer visible to sight. It's a magic trap.
Okay. And Reed, before you go to your room, Eldred says, you don't seem to be totally with it right now. So get a good night's sleep or a good day's sleep, as the case may be. And when you wake up, try the whole focusing thing again.
Okay. I
Because
can do that.
with you were nodding off while you were doing it, I don't think that's going to help.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe tomorrow I'll be able to like acorn to this thing. Is that what you said?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. Acorn.
I'll acorn to it. Okay.
Yeah. The shape's appropriate.
Okay.
So all of you, and Gaius gets Calandra situated in one of the rooms, and then Gaius has finished his thing. He goes to his room. Before any of the three of you go to sleep, is there anything any of you want to do?
I feed the sandwich to Hannibal.
He ravenously eats it up.
You might want to feed him more frequently and in greater volume.
You'll notice he doesn't fit under the bed anymore.
Big bunny.
He kind of looks like a really misshapen footstool in the middle of the room. Okay. Butt Trumpet and Nikita, is there anything the two of you wish to do?
I'm looking at. Nope. I'm looking at you.
Shit, I'm looking at you.
Well, shit. I do have something, but I don't want to cut you off, so.
No, I got nothing. Please, by all means, spill.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay, so Butt Trumpet, you're just out cold.
Dead. Dead to the world.
We'll say sleeping. Might be
Right.
Yeah.
considering this game, that might be a safer way of putting it.
I feel like even though she's exhausted, she would have a restless sleep just because of the paranoia and everything that's happened today. And she's uncomfortable about it, but she remembers what the big candle demon said, that her prince wanted to talk to her or something. So she thinks this might be a good time to just kind of, Mr. Prince, do you know what the fuck is going on here? Or how are you doing? Or what's up?
You say that kind of half awake, half asleep. You're kind of slurring it and mumbling it.
Exactly.
And the next thing you know, you seem to be asleep. And you're not really dreaming anything that you can remember. After a while, roll me a 20-sider, please.
God knows what that would have done.
You feel like you've been deep asleep. It's a little restless. You're not sure what you've been dreaming of, but it's a little unsettling, whatever it was. But you gradually are awoken slightly. You're not fully awake, but by a sound that's a little odd. It's like a whooshing sound. And
Okay.
the smell of something burning, a little bit of it's a strange burning smell. And the room is very, very warm.
Do I recognize the smell?
Give me a history check, please.
Oh dear.
You seem to remember the stuff that this is called is sulfur and brimstone.
Okay.
Two separate things, but it's kind of like that's what you feel like you're smelling
Do
as
I
you're waking
see
up.
any as I'm waking up?
Yeah.
And it's very warm in the room.
Yes.
I'd like to look around, make sure nothing's actually burning.
Well, something is. It's a large vertical circle of flame in the middle of the room.
Yeah.
And that whooshing sound is the sound of this thing, the flame just burning. A figure steps through it, through the flame, and is standing in the room in front of you. It appears to be a female with kind of remember the vines in the Black Forest that were that dark red color?
Yeah.
Okay. This person who is dressed very formally in red leather and silk, their skin is that color red. Their hair is jet black. Their eyes are like gold with little pinpricks of red like rubies. And they have these large horns that are black that kind of come from their head and just kind of wave and trail down their back.
Oh, wow. They actually move?
No, they're just a little wavy as they go down.
Oh, okay. Hello?
Person looks at you very formally, bows their head and says, Miss Nikita. And as they speak, it's as if you're hearing your name in 100 different languages, and many of them are not very pleasant to the ear. But it's all at the same time. On one hand, it's familiar. On the other hand, there's aspects of it that are kind of like blades on chalkboards.
Right.
It kind of makes your hair stand up on end. And they say, your request has been granted. I am here to escort you. And as they continue to speak, it's that same effect. And they smile, and they have like these very delicate kind of fangs on the upper and lower parts of their teeth. In a smile that seems to be far broader than is natural.
I didn't. Okay. Where are we going?
To visit our prince. Now
Do I
come,
get to
we
find
don't
out?
want to keep him waiting.
Okay. She triple checks that she's actually clothed again.
Okay.
All right. Good. I remembered clothing. Okay. Spasiba, do you have a name?
Yes. And they turn around and say, follow me. And they step through the flame, and you see the flame. It looks like an oval dish of flame. After she walks through it, it's almost like a camera shutter that opens up, and it's a ring of flame that you're stepping through into darkness.
Okay. Yep. This is going great. How's the heat situation and smell?
In your room, it's still pretty much the same. The room is very warm, and the smell is very strong.
How is Butt Trumpet doing? Are they
Snoring
making
away.
any more? Perfect. But not gurgling. Okay, good. I will then follow this individual through the flamey hole.
Oh,
Why did I say it like that?
I told you, it's catching.
It is. It really is.
So you do so, and you hear like another whooshing sound, and you find yourself in a black stone marble room that's quite large. There are pillars, stone pillars along either side of you that are also black marble. Looking behind you, it just goes into darkness. Looking to the right or left, it just goes into darkness. Before you, there are a series of black marble steps that lead up, and the back wall of whatever this room or cavern or chamber is totally open, and there is very bright kind of orangish yellow light that you get the feeling might be fire. Like maybe there's some huge braziers, and at the top of the stairs seems to be a large chair with a figure in it. And you hear a voice that's smooth as salad oil and very deep say, "Ah, thank you for accepting my invitation, Miss Nikita. It is such a pleasure to welcome you here."
Spasiba, thank you, my prince. Where is here? Did you get your kingdom back?
Yes, I did. And you're there as we speak.
Excellent. Great.
Would you care for some refreshment or anything? We
We're
can come
just
back to
talking-
that if it's too difficult a question. It's okay.
I've had a very weird day, and I think do you have just water? I would like to stay awake.
I can absolutely provide this water. And you hear something from behind you. You hear movement and a little bit of a wet sound. And as you look over to one side, there seems to be a kind of a square stone pillar that comes up about 2 feet. And there is a big tankard of water there, and a pitcher next to it.
Ah, Spasiba, thank you very much. Am I? Why? I'm going to go try to pour it in, and do I smell anything? Does it just seem like water? Would I even know?
It seems like normal water. When you pour it, you hear a crackling, like as you pour it, it is being very quickly cooled.
Is the thing I'm pouring it into very cold, or it's just?
It feels like the outside feels very normal, but you get the feeling that the minute that the water hits the inside of the tankard, it immediately seems to get very cold.
I will take a very small sip, just to.
Very cold, very refreshing. You feel like if it had been much colder, it might even make your teeth hurt.
Right.
But right now it's just like it makes you realize that this room is a little on the warm side. It's not hot, but it is a little warm compared to the way things have been in Seven Rivers.
Oh, Lichna, that is very good. I appreciate that.
Oh, it is my pleasure. If you desire anything else like that, all you have to do is say the word. So what can I do for you?
As I mentioned, it's been a very weird day. I know you've been busy, so I wasn't sure if you had noticed things going on in Seven Rivers.
My attention hasn't necessarily been totally on Seven Rivers, though it does not escape me. It is good that you were there.
I'm glad somebody thinks so, but it's pretty messed up right now, so I don't know what your plans for it are, but someone's doing.
Don't personally have any plans.
Oh, Okay.
No, I am quite focused on my own kingdom. But
Oh,
I
excellent.
it is good that someone of your heart is in Seven Rivers because it seems to need that.
That is kind of what I'm thinking. So I am very worried that very bad people are doing things, but, and I certainly don't mean this personally to you or your very lovely person who escorted me here. You kind of don't seem like the angelic type.
Oh, you'd be
Um,
surprised.
I just, I'm having problems wrapping my head around it. And I almost feel like you might be able to help.
How would I be able to help? What would you like? You helped me when I was in the most dire need of it. If I can help you, it would be my pleasure. I'm sure we can find a way that both of us will be quite happy with.
Nah,
Ah,
as I said,
I
I'm,
meant to ask if you don't mind.
of course.
Were you happy with the gift?
It's, you kept your word, and the gift was very, very useful and
Oh, good.
terrifying, but friendly, sort of, but big and terrifying. Um, thank it for me.
I
I
certainly
didn't.
will.
Thank you. Didn't get that name either. Not the Oh, geez, I have so many. Oh boy,
I
the witch,
think
the witch. It helped with. It's coming back to kick our ass, isn't it?
I would imagine eventually, but I don't think that's of any immediate worry at the moment.
Do you have any details on that? Okay, right. Not immediate worries. There were things that talked in my head that were very tall that no one else could see in Seven Rivers. Do you know what those were?
Thing He's silent for a moment, and it's a long moment. And he says, "Ah, yes. Why, yes, I do. Isn't that interesting? They are those who do not belong there. And they are not the only ones, I will tell you that.
This is what I'm thinking. There is so much happening. Like there's the usual drama with humans and, well, with anybody really. I shouldn't just blame humans, fighting over who's in charge and stuff like that. But then you have the like flesh monsters, and then those things. This isn't somebody trying to like take over it, is it?
You are very perceptive, little one. I am very glad I saw in you what I did. I was not wrong. What
Thank
I
you.
can tell you is this. When you were young, did you ever play games with other children or with relatives or with anybody?
Duh. Yes, yes.
Do you know the origin of where games in general come from?
You may think I'm perceptive, but I'm not that smart. I would have thought it was just people keeping busy or keeping their kids from ripping shit up.
Hmm, it's that, but it actually goes far further back than that. Games are just another aspect or representation of life. There is a prize at the end. Different prizes for different people depending on how they play the game. One person may not think the other person's prize is as good as their own, and vice versa. Or
Uh,
it could be exactly the opposite, and there could be jealousy and envy. But like all games, there's a beginning and an end. And like all games, there are rules. I am not on the particular game board that you are currently playing on. So I am not a player in this game.
oh, okay.
And even with that, there are rules I have to abide by. I'm
Oh.
not supposed to interfere, as it were. But I was never really one that always played by the rules, because rules, well, the funny thing about rules is they're made to be broken. And while many of those of my kind, hold these rules very firm, every now and then it's just plain fun to break the rules. Plus, I have my reasons that I will not bore you with.
Wouldn't it be boring at all? I'd love to hear them.
Well, unfortunately, that would break rules that I cannot break.
Okay, that kind of makes sense too.
We will come back to this. I feel like you had a question for me, you just weren't sure how to ask it. Am I wrong?
Kind of, but it might be breaking one of the rules. It also might be, it seems to be, uh, I need to learn not to ask yes no questions because then I just get yes no and not the full answer I'm looking for.
Sometimes certain questions you want big answers for can only really be answered with a yes or a no, though.
That doesn't help. Yeah. Um,
And sometimes the answer may not be something you really want.
right. That I am very familiar with.
And we are back to life all over again.
Yep, full circle. So are like you like my impression was you were some kind of or in charge of and she is the escort still there?
You walked through that portal, and they were gone. You were
Okay.
just kind of in this dark chamber.
Minor babble. I told you about my friends. Uh Gaius worships this one, what he calls a good time god, Bacchus. We've just met a gnome who worships another good time god, Hedoni. Are you one of those types? A good time type? Or
I am definitely a good time type.
do you ever personally hurt people that don't deserve it?
I don't think so. I think the people I hurt definitely deserve to be hurt. I will not lie to you and tell you I do not hurt people, because I do.
Oh, I can. When a little candle spawns out that big thing, yeah, I can imagine doing some serious damage.
But no, the pain I have caused, I can honestly say has been well deserved.
I am very concerned for Seven Rivers and that world plane. I just learned about ethereal plane, and that made my brain really hurt. Uh,
You should
I
be
don't
worried.
know if I feel like I can't handle it.
Oh, I think you underestimate yourself. If you were looking to change things all by yourself, I would say yes. That would definitely be more than you can handle. But you are not alone. And it is not just you that is working to figure this out. No one can do this alone. It takes far more than a single person. So do not fret at the extent of the fight or the puzzle. Just do your best to be the piece that fits into completing it.
Because then the end of the game will mean I get a nice prize?
In this particular case, because the end of the game means that there will be prizes to be gotten, because losing the game means there will be nothing.
Not very good at this.
I think you are doing marvelously.
You are very kind. Overly so.
You don't think very much of your abilities, do you, Miss Nikita? Little Nikita.
I know I'm good at certain things, but I am finding that there are limits. And I am disappointed, I think, in some of these limits. I don't want to let my friends down. Is there any information or way you can help me?
I can definitely help you. I can give you an advantage. I can give you some tools to aid you in this fight, puzzle, whatever you wish to call it. It is one of the reasons why, after you were so brave in rescuing and saving me, and I saw what you were made of, it is why I wish to continue our relationship. And I will not lie, by helping you, you help me. I cannot explain that at this time. But what I can tell you is, by helping me, it helps both of us. By helping me, you help many. Across multiple planes of existence, as it were. Although I've probably said too much already.
Possibly, but I'm stuck because I'm stuck on your appearance. I'm stuck on where we might be.
Is
and
that
I'm
flattering?
I'm worried by helping you, I might still be helping the bad guys.
Oh, I've been called that. I've been called far
Yes.
worse. I've been called
Shit.
many things.
So our relationship, what is it exactly? And what do I do? What do you need me to do? How do we go
At this
forward?
point, it's a matter of what you want to do, what you wish to do. It is not my decision. You can ask me for my help, and we will find a way to make it happen. It's totally up to you. There is no pressure on my end. It is your decision.
So I worry I'm wasting your time if I ask for like a small helping, but I think maybe that's the right way to start, is a small helping, and then I can understand you better and myself better.
I'll tell you what. You said you worry about wasting my time.
Duh.
I do not have a lot of time to waste. This is true. You talk about our relationship. That intrigues me. That is something to explore. What I propose is an agreement. To start, an agreement in which I help you.
Duh.
Because if you are not helped, going forward, there will be failure.
Mm.
And if there is failure, as I stated, there are no prizes. There is no game. There is simply nothing.
And on that plane, right? Like you would be fine here in your very cool
Probably.
castle.
Probably.
Interesting. Probably. Shit.
It would not, I would not be unaffected, though, as would all of my subjects. They too would be affected.
How do these agreements work?
It's a contract. I provide you with certain things. You agree to certain addendums to abide by. There is no payback. This is not a loan. This is an offer of help to you. But because our relationship is new, there has to be certain precautions to protect myself. But you have already helped me more than most. Almost more than any. So this will not be a standard contract. In a nutshell, I will provide certain things for you. Should I ever personally need your help, you agree to help me. Should I ever ask anything of you, you agree to help me. Other than that, it is my offer to you. You would be my subject. You would offer up your service to me. And as is the way of contracts, if you were to not abide by any of those 3 addendums, then there would be certain prices to pay. But, along with this contract, if at any time we both agree that this is not working out, we can have the contract nullified. And it will be at an end, and there will be no additional price. Does that sound fair?
One clarification.
Sure.
You probably know I ask a lot of stupid questions, so
There are no stupid questions.
give me a minute and I'm sure I can figure one out.
You were funny. I like you.
I just want to basically, when I say you ask for help and I agree, I might ask stupid questions. So just let me know if I'm coming close to an edge of pissing you off or like breaking the contract. You know what I mean? I will do it to the best of my ability, but I might ask questions.
I would rather you ask questions than to do things wrong, which would then break the contract.
That makes sense. Yeah.
I am here to help you. I am here to offer up aid in the coming battles that you face.
Then I agree to the contract.
Very good. And he stands up, walks down the steps, puts up his hand, and a scroll appears in it. He kind of gives a little flourish of the hand, and this long scroll rolls out down the steps. And at the bottom there is a place, and as you look up, he's standing right next to you. And hands you a quill with what looks like a kind of razor sharp quill on the end of it. He says, probably the least painful place to get your ink would be from your thumb. That's what I found.
Great. I think the witch showed me something like this.
You made a contract with the witch?
No, she Ah, she was trying to make us feel comfortable. So let me show you some things in my cauldron, right? Super creepy. And then it showed me signing something in blood, and but my eyes were like glowing green or something.
Hmm. Your eyes do not look green to me.
Eh, Yet. Okay. Nikita takes the quill and slashes it across her thumb. Should have sniffed that first. That wasn't. Oh, hey. While I'm like checking out my own blood, can I attempt an insight check on him?
Absolutely.
She remembers she didn't do this last time, and maybe she.
What is it that you are actually looking to gain insight on?
Is he being honest in what he's offering, and do I get a sense of whether or not he's a good guy or a bad guy or just a good time guy?
What you can gather is he's probably definitely a good time guy,
Gotcha.
and that he definitely wants to help you because he does not forget something that was done from the heart to help him. But you also know that he is not lying in telling you that by helping you, it definitely helps him. And like he said, this is not a, oh, I get what I want. This is something that worries him to some degree. You just can't be
Okay, that is very good. That helps. Yes. Good, good,
Okay.
good. That,
So this
okay.
is not a matter of greed or anything like that. This
He is
individual has a problem that
has an
he
honest
sees as a
concern.
problem.
Gotcha.
And by helping you, he feels it will inevitably help him with this problem.
Well, that is something
Because that
then.
was a pretty damn good roll.
Even for me.
He just
Then
kind
I
of
will.
looks at you and he's very patient, just kind of, because you're there with the quill in one hand and you're just kind of staring at the blood dripping down your thumb
Yep.
for a while.
Long day. Sorry.
Take all the time you need.
Then I will sign the contract.
Okay. You sign it. He says, would you like to keep the quill or would you like me to take it?
May I keep it?
Be my guest. And
Spasiba.
as you look back up, the scroll, the contract is scrolled up again in his hand. He is wearing, and now that you're close to him, he is wearing a jacket that looks like black silk if silk was partially made from darkness.
Oh, wow.
And he tucks it inside his jacket and he says, is there anything else I can help you with?
You don't have a feeling on. We have to rescue this gnome cleric's brother from the eastern districts. I really don't want to go through the sewers again, but the only other way is like through these freaking undead roaming. Do you have any recommendations?
Your quest on the surface is not what you think, but your quest is far more than you can imagine. This is not only a quest for this gnome, this is a quest that'll ultimately aid all of you and your friends.
So go through the undead wall? I kind of want to go through the undead wall.
Sounds interesting to me, but it's not my quest.
Can't blame a dwarf for trying.
Oh, try me again at some other time.
Exactly. I should get back then and make sure no one's trying to kidnap our peoples again.
Very good. When you wake up, you will have some knowledge that you didn't have before. And there is a gift for you to the north, the far north.
Oh, okay.
It will help you with those inadequacies you are feeling that will help you and your friends.
Interesting.
More
Thank you very much.
information on that will come.
Excellent.
It'll give me more of an excuse to keep in touch.
Yay. Do I just keep calling you my prince, or?
Oh, yes. I like it.
Of course. I can't like name drop something and anyway.
If I see you at the red carpets, I'll wave and then you can ask about it. And he snaps his finger and you see down the steps rolls a red carpet on the black marble steps. He looks at you as he turns to go up the stairs and says, "Good time sort of guy," and starts walking up the stairs.
I am going to hold you to that.
He looks over his shoulder and says, "Oh, I'm hoping for it." And behind you, you hear a slow, gradual whooshing sound that gets louder.
Are there any? Can I just turn around, or would that offend you? Do I need to like back up or anything?
You be safe.
Okay.
Thank
can
you
do
for
that.
coming, and it was a pleasure seeing you again.
Thank you for having me and offering me water. Yeah.
It's all you
and offering
wanted.
me help.
If you have any questions about the help, you know how to get a hold of me.
Gotcha. Okay. Going back to my world plane thing now.
Okay, you step through.
Das vidanya.
You step through. The minute you step through, you hear the whooshing sound as if it's been made 1,000,000 times faster. It goes and just like blips out, and you find yourself standing in your room. Butt Trumpet's still asleep.
Oh, good.
Room smells a little bit, but it's slowly fading, and the temperature is gradually dropping a little bit. You see the Butt Trumpets kicked off their covers, and
I will pull them back because I'm sure they are going to get cold now that the demonic portal of doom is gone.
I can't comment on that.
I know.
That is,
Wait.
guys, that is where we're going to pick up when everyone wakes
Yep.
up. So
Yep.
we are going to call that a night.
Oh, well.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Have a wonderful evening. And to see where this has gone, tune in next week. Same Grognard time, same Grognard channel. And remember, be kind.
I really am. But if you come around